Hi everybody and welcome to my attempt this week at BBO's weekly free instant tournament. Sorry it's a bit later than usual, but yesterday I was running a face-to-face event for improving players in Kent. And that's that same target audience that I'm aiming for here, players who want to improve their play of the hand, basically, because we probably don't play the robot bidding system, but particularly with regard to counting to work out the best line of play. So we want an instant tournament, the weekly free instant tournament. So it's 8 boards, match points. We have the best hand at the table as far as the number of points goes. Other people may have the same number of points as others and better distribution. So it's a slightly distorted version of best hand. And now we have a very awkward sequence. Partners opened a week 2 in diamonds, but they still could have a 3-card major. East is overcalled with 3 clubs, and we've got our 2 5-card majors and ace-x in diamonds. So double just is for penalties. 3 diamonds is obviously just to play. I don't have a club stop, so I can't bid for 3 no trumps. What does 4 clubs mean? 24 plus total points. So the robots bidding system doesn't give us a lot of space. 3 hearts means 18 plus total points. You'll see that we've got 16 points, but the robots like to count points, extra points for singletons, and 3 spades probably means the same. The robot, you'll see when it opens a week 2 in diamonds, definitely never has a 4-card major. No reason to think I've got any very good defense to 3 clubs. We might have 2 diamond tricks. We might have it beaten. Might have 2 diamonds, 2 spades, and a heart. We might even have a trump trick, but I think I've got to just try 3 hearts here, since I have no way of showing both suits, and see what my partner says. 4 diamonds. Because the diamonds are quite good, but doesn't say any more. So if they don't lead a diamond, I could definitely rough a club in my hand. Am I worth bidding onto 5 diamonds? Partner says the diamonds are good, but I don't think so. I think I'm likely to have too many losers. I'm going to have to pass here. It probably turns out to have 3 spades, and we've got 4 spades on, but there's no way in the robot system to explore it. So pass and see what we can do. Just to remind you that this south hand here now is the dummy, the one the opponents can see, and this north hand here is the declarer's hand. And the queen of spades is led. So that does have 4 clubs. So what's this queen of spades lead? Looks like from the hand that bid 3 clubs. Looks like it's queen jack rather than shortage. Queen jack 10 probably for the robot's lead. I do need to get this rough in place, I think, although they've only got 3 club tricks. They look to have 3 clubs and a heart and possibly a diamond. I win the ace and play the queen of clubs, and we can see what they do and base our declarer play on that. That looks like it. If we win the ace of spades, play the queen of clubs, we're almost certain to get a diamond from them to stop me roughing. but that may give up their diamond trick. So I'm going to win the ace of spades. Quite indication of who has what spades at the moment. But I can't get rid of this queen of clubs, so let's... And the ace is there. And this hand bid was the one that bid clubs, headed a suit headed by king jack at best. Probably getting a diamond now. Yeah. So let's see if we can pick up the queen. Now it looks like the queen's in the west hand. Oh, I think the ace of hearts is on side here. This hand's bid at the 3 level. I know they're not vulnerable, and I don't think they'd have done it without the ace of hearts. Queen jack of spades, king jack of clubs. I think I'm going to leave the jack of hearts here. They may well then, but if they win the ace and lead another diamond, which is likely to happen. No, the king of clubs. Right. Well, I'm probably promoting a diamond trick, but I'm going to rough that. I'm going to play the king of hearts, throwing a club away. Queen of hearts appears there. So there's only the 10 of hearts out. But probably this hand can over rough me if I lead a heart. The 10 of hearts is probably here. But actually the robot from queen 10 would play the 10 because the jack went, remember, it was in my hand. And I led towards the king. So I'm going to lead the 9 of hearts, and if the 10 appears on my left, I'm going to rough low. Probably going to get over roughed and have a club played. And we're going to rough with the jack instead. So we had 6 diamonds. So we're 6 diamonds in the north hand, 2 here. That's 4. We think that this hand's turned out with 2 hearts. Quite a few clubs, 5 or 6 clubs. They've led a spade. Question is, did they have 1 diamond that's now gone? I think they probably did, because when they won, it was, although they could have led a diamond when they were in with that. I'm inclined, let's see. Exactly now. We think they had 2 hearts. Their spade lead is probably from Queen Jack 10. So maybe they got 3 spades. 2 hearts is 5. I don't think they've got 7 clubs. Let's see, there were 4 there, 1 in our hand, and we've seen 2 from there. So they can't have more than 6 clubs. So did they have 4 spades? I'm inclined to think that they've got another diamond and it's not the queen. It was the queen. Aha. And here comes their club trick. Right. I'm going to lose another diamond as well now. Almost certainly. Oh no. I am. I broke that badly. %57% for 2 off in 4 diamonds. So this hand had 4 diamonds. It didn't matter what I did really, how I roughed. above average. Some people managed to beat 3 clubs. Spinning 3 diamonds looks to be favourite. Other people went off more off in diamonds. So, well, 5th to 9th. Now 1 club bid on my right. I've got 16 points. I've got a good club stop. From my point, as I've said before, with this sort of hand, I don't worry too much about singletons or anything like, or 4 or 5 card majors. I just like to bid 1 no trump when I've got 15 to 17 points and stop in their suit. I think in the long run it pays off, but we now get 3 hearts here. 7 plus hearts, 8 minus high card points. Partner's not said anything. Double from me is a takeout double, which should just show 4 or 5 spades, 2 to 5 diamonds. So I've got a big hand. A partner does have spades with me. So 5 of them. Right, so here comes the club lead. We've got no club losers, no heart losers. We've got some diamonds and some spades to lose. This might get roughed. We need to play spades draw trumps quite quickly. We will need entries to dummy in order to play diamonds through East. Because remember, East has opened the bidding and they had no points in clubs. This hand's preempted in hearts. So I think there's a reasonable chance that ace queen of diamonds are in this hand, and probably ace queen of spades as well. So if this one doesn't get roughed, the entry is reasonably flexible. Now, normally I'd think about playing the ace of hearts here, getting rid of the hearts from both hands so that a heart isn't a safe return for them. That would give us a rough and a discard, but a rough and a discard really does us no good. It deals with the 4th round of diamonds, but what matters are the 1st and 2nd rounds. So there's a reasonable chance that the only reason to lead the jack would be if the queen of spades is in the west hand. I'm inclined to think not, and if it is, it's probably singleton. So I'm going to lead a low spade to the king, expecting it to lose to the ace. The ace of diamonds, 8, just danger of a diamond ruff here. Danger of a club ruff here. I think I want an entry to dummy. Spades. Yes. So well, so the question is, everybody's turned up with 3 clubs. This hand's bid 4 clubs. Did they have the singleton ace of diamonds? In which case, they've got a ruff. This is the last time I'm going to be in dummy conveniently. So I am going to lead the 4 of diamonds. This hand might trump, but if they do, it would just be with what would be the winning queen. So would they have played the ace of diamonds from ace 7? What counts do we have? We know this hand had 3 spades. They haven't played hearts at all. 3 or 4 clubs, 3 spades, 3 or 4 clubs. This hand bid 3 hearts, which said they have 7 hearts. We had 2, 7 plus. I think if this hand had 4 hearts, they'd have been again. So I think with no more than 4 clubs, 3 spades, really don't think they've got. So they could have, remember the 13 cards in the East hand, and they could have 4 clubs. We know they had 3 spades because they got the 1 spade that's left. Would they really have passed 3 hearts if they had a 4-card heart suit? Because remember, we've got 2 hearts between us, and this hand's got West's got 7 plus. So if they only had 7, East would have 4 to make 13. So East had 4. East might only have 3 clubs, but assuming they have the last club, 4 clubs, 4 hearts, and 3 spades, that would leave them with 2 diamonds, ace and X. And now remember, we had 5 diamonds in our hand and 4 in dummy, which is 9. So they had 4. So there is 1 more diamond that we haven't seen, the Queen. And East could have, if East has 4 hearts, they only have 2 diamonds, and the Queen is in the West hand and is going to drop. But if East has 3 hearts and West has 8 hearts, then we have to finesse the Jack of Diamonds. And so the clues are in the auction. We're not in any danger here. This hand, West has no more trumps. We know there's 1 more trump in the East hand, which we can draw with the 10. They never led hearts. Suggests they know that they're not heart tricks to make. Yes, they can see the ace of hearts here because the south hand is the dummy. So they can see there are no heart tricks to be made. So they know the King, Jack of Diamonds are here. But it's really this auction. West's 3 hearts, 7 plus hearts, 8 minus high card points. So East has 3 or 4 hearts, so I don't believe they'd do it with 9. They might only bid 3 hearts with 8. More likely to do it with 7. Let's have a look at the points that we know. East had no points in clubs, had ace queen of spades for 6. They can easily have some points in hearts. They've turned up with the ace of diamonds, so that was 10. So they don't need to have the Queen of Diamonds for their opening bid. So it's really, really down to whether we think East would have raised hearts with 4 of them. I think it's difficult now, but I think, and therefore this one, would they only bid 3 hearts with 8 of them? So the King Jack, no other points by the looks of it. So with 8 hearts, the King Jack and no other points. Yeah, they're probably bidding 3 hearts rather than 4. So I think I'm going to play West to have 8 hearts and 2 spades, 3 clubs. They turned up with 3 clubs, 1 spade. That's 4. They had 8 hearts. They only have and 8 hearts. That would be 1 diamond. So yeah, they might have done that. Whereas if they only had 7 hearts and Queen X of diamonds, they probably might still have done it. There's not many clues here. 8 with 8 hearts, would they have gone off to would they preempt it to 4 hearts opposite? I think they would. Suppose I think I'm coming down to this hand not having raised with 4 hearts, this hand only having 7, so this hand has 4 hearts. So it's, you know, counting can get you so far, but now we are at this point where we have the guess. Question is, with 8 hearts, would this hand have bid 4 hearts instead of 3? With 4 hearts, would this hand have passed 3 hearts? Opening bid, 3 spades, 3 spades, the 3 spades, the ace queen, singleton ace, ace doubleton of diamonds, 4 little clubs. Would they raise 3 hearts to 4? Probably not. Right, I'm going to play for East to have 4 hearts and West to have 7. Oh, right. Well, draw the last trump. And the diamonds and hearts are all good. We can claim. So they did have 4 hearts, but didn't raise partner. And that comes to 100%. Oh. 5 hearts double. Some other team tables, they went on to 5 hearts. Well, what sequence they do there? Well, that's the same sequence, but the robots didn't bid on. Oh, that's my 4 spades. So there we go. Yeah. If you various overcalls, the robots bid on, you get 500. Okay, but you could see there, the counting, if you can count the hand, you come down to what's still a difficult decision. But at least you know what your 2 options were. Right, so we've got a flat 13 count here, but very nice intermediates. We've got 2 cards lower than an 8, so but the 4-3-3-3 shape is unproductive. So we got to open on the robot system. We got to open one of a minor. I'm going to open 1 diamond, and spade from partner. So now I can make my 1 no trump rebid. 2 clubs is new minor forcing, 4 plus spades. So I need to I'm not sure whether I should show 4 hearts or 3 spades first. So let me see what 2 hearts means. 12 to 13. 3 hearts says I've got, I mean, I'm going to count myself as having 14 points despite the shape. Does this, and I still haven't denied 3 spades. Whereas if I bid 2 spades, I've still not denied hearts. Show 3 spades. If I bid 3 spades, I still haven't denied 4 hearts. Oh well, I'm going to bid 3 hearts here. 3 spades. So they're showing 5 spades now. But I haven't got any roughing values in my hand. They've got 12 plus total points, but only 2 of them are in spades. So I think I'm going to have no problem setting up the spades and running 5 tricks in spades. And I must have stops in all the other suits because of where the points are. So I'm going to play this hand in 3 no trumps because I've got no roughing values in my hand. And they need clubs. So they don't even have the queen of spades. So we're making 3 clubs. We can make 2 diamonds ultimately. So that would be 5. And we can make 4 or 5 spades. They can take 3 heart tricks. Looks to me like I need one of the finesses, the pointed suit finesses, to work. So I've only got 4 spade tricks and 3 club tricks. well, if they play hearts, they set up a heart trick for me. I could play hearts and make them play the other suits. That's another possibility. If I win this trick in my hand, cash an ace of spades to see there's a singleton queen, and then play on hearts, that may make them play on other suits. So I think I'll play the two. Yeah. Win with the 8. Cash the ace of spades just to see if anything interesting happens. It doesn't. And now I'm going to play on hearts. This is very often a good technique in no trumps. Play on a suit where you're not creating any new losers. The robots are doing this other thing. They're playing on here. So can I carry on with my policy of playing on hearts? I don't think so. Looks like the club length is in the west hand. So I'm keeping an entry there in the west hand, and I'm going to take this spade finesse. And the ace of hearts is coming. And they dropped the queen, which means the jack went there. So my 10 and 9 of hearts are both good. They all followed to spades. We started with 8, remember, 5 and 3, 8 spades. They had 5, and we've seen 4 of them. So we can actually throw 2 diamonds away on these hearts. We can come with the king of spades just to get rid of their last spade. And in fact, they had queen 10, 9 offside. And I can play the 10 of hearts, throwing the jack of diamonds away. And now dummy's good. I play a diamond, those ace and those 2 spades are good. So I can claim the last 4 tricks, making +1, which ought to give, I'll say, ought to be a reasonable score. That's a very reasonable score of 100%. Other people didn't bid 3 no trumps, or that they did, they went down. But so lessons there is, I normally devalue 4-3-3-3 hands. I'm sure you've heard me say that before. But that one, there were such good intermediate cards that we always had a second stop in every suit at least. And when partner showed 12 plus points and 5 spades, and we had ace, king, jack of spades, we knew they couldn't have more than 2 of their points in spades. So they had plenty of points in the side suit. In fact, they had no points in spades. And we had no roughing values. And even if we had been roughing, we'd have been roughing with high spades. So we were better off playing in no trumps, as lots of people decided. But that was all done. So 3 passes round to me, and we got a 12 count with only 2 spades. So this brings up an interesting point that about the rule of 15, which says if you add up your number of points and add to it your number of spades, and if you're in this position where 3 passes round to you, that comes to less than 15, you should pass. The reason for this is the points are obviously fairly evenly divided. Even if this wasn't a best hand tournament, we know that all those 3 hands have passed and we've got 12, so they've got 28 between them, and nobody's got enough to open the bidding. So that's pretty much, well, 9, 9, 10, 10, 10, 8, something like that, the way the points are divided. So the points are fairly evenly divided. When that happens, the side that has the spade suit normally wins the auction. They either get to play in 2 spades making, or they force the opponents to bid to the 3 level 1 off. So the argument here is that with this hand, we ought to pass. However, there is an advantage in, we know that we have the extra bit of information. We know that we have the best hand, and we know when we see the other hands, we can work out that nobody can have more than 12 points, and that will be extra. We've also got 3 10s, 2 9s. Intermediates are good again. So I'm going to open one club. I will be worried about them bidding spades, but I'm going to open one club. Hope we end up in one no trump. There we are, one spade from partner. I'm now going to bid one no trump, and partner can't have enough to bid on. So they've got 6+ spades, 11 minus high card points, but they didn't open the bidding 2 spades. Why didn't they open the bidding 2 spades? That's the question. They got 6 spades. What the grounds the robot wouldn't open? They tend not to do it if they have a side 4-card suit, but I don't think that's hearts in this case. Nor do I think it's clubs. Well, what's partner got? 6 spades. So we've got 8 spades between us. What's partner going to have? If they've got good spades, then they've got nothing else. And we've probably got 3 or 4 minor suit losers. I think we have to pass here. And if we manage to make 10 tricks in spades, we just hope we're doing that. And nobody else is. So partner had a 4-card heart suit. They would have done much better if they could have bid some hearts, because 4 hearts is a reasonable contract. Ace of diamonds, well, remember, this is the hand that they can see. We're playing a lot from the north hand this time. I wish the robot wouldn't do that. I wish they just opened 2 spades of that hand. Well, we just got to try some finesses probably. Let's drop the jack of diamonds, just see if we can encourage them to switch. I didn't think they would. Okay, let's just see if there are any singleton queens dropping. No, a 10 from there, but we've seen queen 10 9. They play the 10. See the 2 of hearts, ace. Okay, let's go with the finesses. I don't think there's much of a chance. Right, so remember we started with 6 and 2, that's 8. And get rid of the club here. So they had 5 and we've seen 4 of them. So we're just going to draw the last trump. Now we've got a club loser we can't do anything about. We very much hope that the heart finesse is losing. But let's leave the jack of hearts in cover with the queen, but they wouldn't see the 10 9 here. Play low. It loses. So let's hope people in 4 spades are 1 off. Rough this. Throw that away. Play the club that I can't get rid of. And play him 3 spades making. It's only 32%. There are some people making 4 spades. 4 hearts is a much better contract. 4 hearts minus 1. So both cases, it's a doubleton queen offside. So if you just bang out your aces and kings, you're going to come to 11 tricks. Whereas if you take 2 finesses, you come to 9. So, yeah. Well, in both cases, if you have 8 cards, missing the queen, unless you've got some other information, the finesse is the best, a better chance than playing for the drop with 8 cards. between your two hands. If you have 9 cards, it's a lot closer and just in favor of playing for the drop normally. But if you have more information, we didn't really have any more information, that to some extent that there weren't long clubs or diamonds in either hand because neither of them bid, but really no indication to do anything other than take the 2 finesses. Okay, we move on to board number 5, still in first place at 72%. So we've got 17 points. 5-3-3-2 is a balanced hand. The intermediates are horrible this time. We don't have any. No odds between 7 and queen. So we're just going to open this one, no trump. The robot does that even with a 5-card major. 2 diamonds is a transfer to hearts. This is probably going to get passed, but since partner's a passed hand, but that's not always the case. It is here. So partner's got a weak hand with 5 hearts. And they go into that. So, stopping us effectively roughing diamonds in our hand. We've got 1 or 2 club losers depending on the position of the ace of clubs. We've got 3 diamond losers in dummy. So our alternative lines are either to try, because clubs is, I'm here there, but sometime when we're in dummy, no, it's not in dummy. This south hand is the declarer now because of the open one, no trump. So sometime when we're in the south hand, we're going to play a club towards the king, and either it'll win or it won't. There's nothing much we can do about that. Our alternatives are to try and rough diamonds in our hand. But we win the ace of diamonds, play a diamond, they're going to play another trump. We'll need to win these 2 trumps in my hand with the ace and queen. The 3 will be there, but we've got to get over to that hand, which the only way would be to do ace king and rough a spade. But if that stands up, we could be setting up spades. So all in all, this looks like we should set up the spade suit to throw some diamonds away. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And ideally, you'd want to cash 1 spade, cross the dummy and lead a spade, just so that if East has a singleton, you're not going to get roughed. But if West had Queen Jack 10 to 5, they would probably have led a spade. So I'm going to play out Ace King spades and play another spade and see what happens. I'm going to play the Ace of Hearts just so I could choose to overtake the Queen if I ever needed to. 10 of spades. 9 of spades. Jack of spades. Well, this is looking quite hopeful that spades will turn out to be 3-3. Queen of spades. Now it's looking less hopeful. Can I afford to rough high? This is the 3rd round of spades. If I rough high, play king of hearts, another heart to the queen, then rough a spade, I will set up a spade winner in dummy. But why are they playing the queen? Rather, they've seen all the cards, so I know the 7 and the queen are equals. I think. Why would they play the 10 and the 9? The 8 and the queen are equals. All right, so other alternatives are throw a loser away. No, I think. So also, notice we had 8 hearts. So they had 5. So the standard thing, we hope they break 3-2, which they will most of the time, 67% of the time. Then we can ruff high, so we don't get over rough, play king of hearts and another heart. And if spades are 3-3, then these 2 spades be good for 2 diamond discards. If they're 4-2 and hearts are 3-2, then we're okay as well. Danger is if hearts are 4-1 and we ruff high, then we've set up a heart winner for them. East can't do too much harm if they over rough. I'm going to rough low. Right, so they've over roughed. So now we know, and here comes a club. Right, so they're going to try and rough another spade. And so now we know we've seen 3 of their trumps. Right, they are both followed to around when they led the fish around to the ace, and East has roughed. So they've only got 2 hearts left. So now there's a definite chance of roughing a diamond as well as throwing something on a winning spade. So West has 1 more spade that's bigger than the 6 and the 4. So we want to trump that. We could afford to trump high because then 2 more rounds would draw their trumps. And so spade, rough, draw trumps, spade, throw a diamond. We've still got a club to lose. I think we've got to be more ambitious. Having made the king of clubs, I think we want to get a diamond ruff as well as setting up the spades. So I'm going to lead the 2 of diamonds to the ace, play the 7 of diamonds, jack 5. They're going to cash their ace of clubs. We could never really prevent. Here comes the 8 of spades. I'm going to move that high. 4 of spades. Now, the contract's safe because I could draw 2 rounds of trumps and 6 of spades will throw 1 of the diamonds away. But I can actually, because East there are 2, they've got 2 trumps left. And if you've got 1 each, I can just draw it in 1 round, trump a diamond, and a 6 of spades would be good. So that's what I'm going to do. Jack of hearts, 5 of hearts, 3 of hearts, a heart. They're not. This hand's still got a heart left. So I've got to draw that trump, cash this spade, and get their club trick. So that's 60% to make 9 tricks. Anybody? 3 no trumps made our way. That's the only way, the way to get the big score. And 3 no trumps with 5 hearts. Well, how did they get to 3 no trumps then? They opened it a spade and got 1 no trump, 3 no trumps. 2 no trumps, 3 diamonds, 3 no trumps. Well, as I say, 17, opposite 7, 24 points. You're stretching it to get to 3 no trumps. My 60% keeps me in first place. And on to board 6, 8 and 5 is 13 points, 6 card diamond suit. Well, this is a 1 diamond opening bid. One spade from partner. I know the robot expects me to have two spades to rebig on their trump, but no. 5 plus spades. 6 to 11. Not many points. So 2 diamonds would have turned out better. What does 3 diamonds mean now? I've already shown 14 minus. 2 spades only promises 5 plus spades. Oh, I think 3 diamonds is probably a better shot. The robot's not going to let go. So, time to give up. Should have given up at 2 spades. Hopefully the robot's got 6. They do. No. There's an ace of diamonds, which is good in one way, but equally you can see East didn't do any bidding. So they got the ace of diamonds. We'd like them to have the ace of hearts and the king of clubs as well, but that doesn't seem very likely since they passed. There's the 8 of clubs. They don't have the king of clubs. I think that's pretty sure. Do we want to take the club finesse? We're going to have to do it sometime. It's probably better done now. And so it's nice. Right, so we can go up with the king of diamonds here. Go away club, shall we? But winners, so our quite we know where the king of spades is. It's in this hand because the robot here has turned up with the ace of hearts and the ace of diamonds. I think if I had the king of spades, they'd be close to opening the bidding. So we expect the king of spades to come on here to win the ace. We're going to go 1 down here and wish we'd passed 2 spades. But I want to get. Oh dear, they didn't trump. Suggests that spades are breaking really badly. Yeah. They've still got a spade trick to make, so we're going 2 down. Only 25% for that. That probably takes us out of first place. People got left in 3 diamonds. Perhaps they didn't bid. And people who rebid 2 diamonds got left to play in 3 diamonds. Right. So it's my fault for rebidding 1 no trump with a singleton. Now equal first with 62%. So still a chance of getting up there. But I'll say the robot system, if I bid 1 no trump, I really should have 2 spades, and therefore that's why it wasn't going to let go. And they had 6 spades. Right. Okay, on to board 7. We've got a flat 17 count, horrible 17, but it is 17. So we will open 1 no trump. 2 clubs. We do have 4 hearts. 3 hearts. So here we go. An invite with 4 hearts and 9 total points. This is, well, so it is 17 points. That's the thing, even though it's this horrible shape. Should we think about 3 no trumps? Because we got no roughing values in our hand. But there are probably roughing values in dummy. But if there are, then they should bid 4 hearts. So I think we should suggest, they know we've got 4 hearts. So if I bid 3 no trumps, says I got 17 high card points, which is what I've got. 3 spades, Q bid, so I'm just bidding 3 no trumps here. And they're going 4 hearts, so they have some roughing value somewhere, we hope. All right, so they do have a very distributional hand, which is good. And this 5 of clubs has all the appearance of being a singleton. But we've got 9 of them, so there's probably king, queen, X in the east hand. Play low to start with. There's the queen, which will win with the ace. Right. Question is, do we want to cross to dummy to take a heart finesse? It's only going to win if there's king X there. I think we're better off trying to stop club roughs by playing the ace. And another heart. And the king was there, so we play low. And they've got 1 more trump because we had 8, and they had, therefore they had 5, and we've seen 4 of them. It's good. So now we can draw a trump. And get rid of that 10 of diamonds. Yes. So we've got 5 clubs in dummy and 2 in our hand. We're going to lose a trick to the king of clubs. But it does mean that we can get 3 discards from our hand. And which could be 3 diamonds, which means we could rough the 10 of diamonds because we only got to draw 1 more trump. So we will do that. We don't need to take the diamond finesse. We're in my hand. So we'll draw the last trump. Lead a club towards the jack. I'm going to unblock the king. Unblock the jack underneath the king, just so I don't have any problems getting to that hand to 7 of spades. 3 of spades. Rough that. And see, if I'd left the jack of clubs here, I'd have had some problems. So now I can just play high clubs from here. Throwing these diamonds away. Ace of diamonds, throwing the spade away. And finally, I can rough the 10 of diamonds to come to 11 tricks, which is 85%. Should keep us in equal first place. I don't think anybody should be doing better than that. No, lots of people doing the same. Oh, in first place on our own, so whoever we were sharing it with didn't make the extra trick. So let's see if we can maintain our lead on going into the final hand here. Partner couldn't do anything over 1 club, but we do have a very nice hand here, but not enough to make a power double. Normally with takeout double, you've got support for the unbid suits. Here, you've got everything's just in spades, but sometimes your hand is so strong an overcall doesn't do it justice, and so you have to double first and then bid your suit, which means you don't promise support for all the other suits. You just had a hand that was too strong to overcall. People call that a power double or a super duper double or whatever, but we're not quite strong enough for that, so we are going to overcall on the spade here. The robot would play that two spades was weak, so double here should show that's a support double showing 3 diamonds. So only 3 diamonds. So East still only showing 4 diamonds. Well, I'm got enough to bid 2 spades here. 6 plus spades, 11 to 18 total points. That's what I've got. They're going 3 diamonds. No, so I've won it in 2 spades. And here go their diamonds. And we know their diamonds are 4-3. This shows exactly 3 diamonds, not 3 plus, exactly 3. With 4, they would raise diamonds. So we know that this hand has 3 diamonds. We've got 6. That's 7 between them. So this hand has 4. So we know this hand has 4 diamonds and this hand has 3 diamonds. And where the auction went, West opened the bidding. So they've got the 12 plus points, and East just raised and then rebid their diamonds. So partner's got 6, opposite our 15, so we got 21 points. So they're like 12-7, something like that. So just putting the 9, just might make communication easier. And they've got ace king of diamonds, and we're not worried about getting our queen of diamonds roughed because we know they're 4-3. So we know East has got another diamond, but that's it. We've got 2 heart losers here. The club loser, go to a club loser. We may have some more spade losers. Don't have a lot of entries to dummy. Basically, I have 1. Got to see if anything interesting happens on the ace of spades. Keeping the 9, although I don't need to now because the 9 and 6. Nothing particularly interesting. We haven't seen the 4 of spades, but that doesn't really mean anything. This hand turned out with ace king of hearts. They really can't have very much more. They can't have anything more, in fact. Thinking about it, perhaps I shouldn't have played the ace of spades because this hand turned out with ace king of diamonds. Diamonds. That's 7 points. We had 21, that's 28. So East opened the bidding. No, West opened the bidding. Right. Sorry. Yeah. So West has turned up with ace king of diamonds. So there's still, West still needs to have another 5 points somewhere. Play the queen of clubs, and I don't play the king. That at least gives us a clue as to where stuff is. I think we can do that. This is safe. I do have the king. I don't have any other entries for dummy. And this sure looks like the king of hearts is wrong. But we know that we've seen 10 points here. So really they've got 2 or 3 more, and they've got six or 7. Should we play the 10 of clubs, or should and take a roughing finesse against the jack? But even with the 9 set up, we're not going to have an entry to it except by end playing this player. East. we will need the 10 of clubs. I think they would have put the jack on if they had it. So I'm going to say don't. There's the jack, that's quite good. Remember, we had 8 spades between us, 6 in my hand, 2 in dummy. We've had 2 rounds. That hand's won. We expect the jack of clubs to come. We can win that. Our contract's safe because we've got 2 winners, but we want another one. And the 9 of clubs is a winner. The king of hearts is definitely in this hand. Otherwise, they just don't have the bid that they showed. So I'm going to try and duck a heart to that hand. They did have a diamond left. They had that last diamond, yeah. So we've got to rough that. Throw our winning club away. And I don't think the ace of hearts is going to drop underneath the ace. No. So just making our contract 57%. Probably not enough to keep us in first place. Yes, just 64%. But no. But well, I think some interesting counting possibilities there. I don't know if we can see the other tables on board 8 yet, not quite, to see what score would have been better. But quite a lot of counting, particularly on that early and boards 2 and 3 where we were getting those points, where it certainly helped us get the right answer. So I hope you found that useful. There we are, the other tables. It's lots of people making 2. In fact, that was the best score we could get, was 57.1%. I think them playing 2 diamonds was right. Everybody did the same. Okay, well, I hope that was interesting. It was. It really helps if you subscribe to the channel in particular and like the video. It means that YouTube puts it in front of other bridge players who might benefit from it. Have curious algorithms, Google's various products, but YouTube will give you videos that are similar to ones that you've looked at. So other people looking at bridge videos will get presented with mine if you could subscribe or like them, and that may help them. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.